Probably should have done all this before I lit it. There we go. Just as good as a Blackstone. Not quite.
And so it begins episode number 1 of the Trash Adventures YouTube channel. This episode features our number 1 trip, our shakedown adventure to the Kern River Campground just outside of Bakersfield, California. Before I even made this trip, I was assuming the distance was probably 15 or 20 miles from our home base, but I was surprised. Just before I started working on this video, I did some research and found out that it was only 9.3 miles from our home base. So I guess fantastic location for a shakedown trip, our very first trip in the travel trailer. Now, if you are new to RVing, the shakedown trip is the very first trip you take trying to figure out how to learn how everything works, how to tow a vehicle or drive in a RV, how to set everything up, how to level and set up your campground appropriately so everything functions the way it should, and just test the vehicle to figure out how it works. And the advantage to a very close distance shakedown trip is that if you have any problems, you can head right back home and pick up whatever you need, or head into town and grab whatever accessories or products you need to finish out the weekend. So this particular trip was just a one-day trip. We actually gave it a shot the week before, but the weather was really bad, so we waited a week, and here we are. This particular trip was dry camping. However, we did have access to water. We did have access to a bathroom and showers and a dump station, but nothing at the actual campsite. A lot of people recommend your shakedown trip be a full hookup setup so you don't have to worry about that other stuff, but this is just the way it worked for us, and well, you can see how it worked for us. So stay tuned and enjoy episode number 1 of Trailer Trash Adventures. Well, here we are. Got everything set up for the first time at the Kern River Campground. Got everything leveled. Did everything the way I'm supposed to, as far as I can tell. Actually got it better balanced here than I had it in front of the house at home, so it's weird to actually feel the inside of the trailer completely balanced and level. That's something I haven't felt yet. So, beautiful site, cheap. It's so weird to go camping about 15, 20 miles from your house. But for our first trial run to test it, make sure everything worked, this was a good selection. I can imagine if I wasn't from the area and I was on my way through and I was just looking for a place to camp overnight, it sure beats a Walmart parking lot. And it's off-season pricing right now. I think it's only like $15. No hookups. They do have bathrooms. They do have showers. However, after taking a quick look at the bathrooms and showers, I'm not that impressed. So as long as you're self-sufficient, you should be okay. Hopefully we will be self-sufficient for our one-day trip, our one overnight trip. But you can see, let me take a quick look around here. You can see sun's on its way down. I want to say it's about 5:30 or so. I think we're going to get a nice sunset a little bit later.
You can see we're right on the water. And again, for a $15 off-season rate, that's pretty decent. It does have a dump station. It does have water available, although not at each site. And then, like I said, bathrooms and showers. Gotta have one of these. Probably should have done all this before I lit it. There we go. Just as good as a Blackstone. Not quite. So I had to take a quick break from the food preparation. Got to start all over again because I had the urge to test out the black tank. So I can honestly say I broke in the black tank and everything functions the way it is supposed to. And I did wash my hands very thoroughly. So on with cooking dinner.
So after a good night's rest, I woke up in the morning to find myself obliged to film the morning coffee ritual. I say this only because after watching potentially hundreds, if not thousands, of RV YouTube videos, making the morning coffee seems to be something that is a must. So you must record the ritual so everyone can see how important it is to have coffee while camping. Well, I'm not a coffee snob, but I am a coffee addict. And so, yes, there's going to be coffee on this trip regardless. Through the magic of editing, you don't see the major screw-up that happened, but maybe that'll show up on a blooper reel at some point in the future. We'll see.
Well, we survived the first night. First thing in the morning, every morning, you got to make your coffee. Come outside. It is very peaceful, very quiet. Not a lot of hustle and bustle and rustle that you see a lot of campgrounds. This campground, interestingly enough, is actually half closed right now. If we were to pan over here to my left, the second loop of the campground is actually completely closed right now because I guess this is the off-season, the slow time of the year. So in order to cut maintenance down, they only allow half the campground to be used. So not a lot of people here today. I guess it's very quiet at this point. It is, what time? About 7:30. Let me see. Yeah, so almost 8 o'clock. Gonna start cooking breakfast. So first night in the trailer, not bad. As a newbie, I was totally paranoid about the battery consumption and the gas consumption. So we kind of, it was a little cold, at least for California standards. It's a little bit chilly at night, so we ran the furnace for a while, and we ran the heater buddy for a while, and cuddled up on the queen bed. Me, gigantic guy, and Tammy, very not gigantic, and our two dogs, and it was quite cozy. A lot of people complain about beds that come with trailers, and yes, we still are, I mean, sorry, not beds, but the mattresses, and we are using the stock mattress. However, the couple that owned the trailer before us did put a 3-inch memory foam topper on top, and in watching a lot of other YouTube videos, most people say that's not enough, but it seemed to work pretty well for us. I think we're going to stick with it at least for now. So it's just nice being outside. It's been a long time since I've camped like this, where you come out of normally in the old days it'd be coming out of the tent, but now coming out of the trailer in the morning and just have a quiet, peaceful outdoor existence. I'm enjoying it. And as you can see, again, like we showed yesterday, a nice view of the Kern River. Not the kind of river you want to go swimming in. It's notoriously dangerous. Many lives lost. Interestingly enough, people who live here in Kern County tend not to go swimming there because they know better. Unless you're a teenager, and I did that many times. But most people who drown in the Kern River are from out of town, usually somewhere in LA. So. All right, time to make some breakfast. Way too much unhealthy food, but we're celebrating our first trip, so why not? Well, looks like I'm not going to be able to wait for the Blackstone because my old Coleman literally started to melt, and then the on-off valve stopped working in the middle of cooking, and as you can see is now currently still smoking even though it's turned off and I've disconnected the gas. So sorry, Mr. Coleman Grill, it's time to retire you in exchange for something much more modern and hopefully more reliable and safe.
So after breakfast, we deposited the Coleman in the trash receptacle and packed up, headed over to the dump station, and everything went quite smooth for the first time ever using a dump station. It wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was. So that's our trip. We headed on home. Good experience. No major problems other than almost blowing myself up with the Coleman stove. Anyways, I appreciate you guys checking out this video. Please comment down below if any ideas, tips, or anything we can do to improve these videos. This is my very first one, so hopefully they'll only get better from here. And if you enjoy it, click like and subscribe. I would appreciate it so much. Thanks for watching.